Nobody's teaching them, it's okay, guys, no. Just right now. So we're always going to teach these young girls on how
so
to...
the patriarchy of it hasn't really...
Yeah, we're keeping up with the older boys. We're teaching these girls to keep up with older boys. Okay, yes, it's good. But these boys, are we teaching them to keep up with these girls? Because it's also what men, when you say maybe can bias things and think they own us, they also saw it from someone, from their forefathers, from whosoever. Yes. So, which means these young boys are also saying it. They're also going to be that. But we can also, when we're teaching girls to stand up for themselves, teaching these young boys that these people, they're also going to stand up for themselves. Yeah. But it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make less you of a man. It doesn't...
Welcome to the Dialogue Podcasts. Today we've got Gcinile Mbhele, founder and owner of Ruraldol, which is a gifting service for companies. You also do corporate wear as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome and thank you for joining us. It's a Sunday during lockdown, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Ruraldol. Sorry.
Ruraldol.
What's the thinking behind it?
Ooh, okay, so Ruraldol is actually I have Ruraldol Consulting. That's what my company is called. And what do? We've got two departments. So we've got a branding and we've got technical. So with our branding, what we basically do is we brand companies. So we help companies grow and brand, and we put companies' brand or your logo in any item. So in promotional items, we make corporate wear. So we actually manufacture clothing and custom designed according to our clients. So school uniforms, you're looking at your corporate. And so basically that's what we do when we say we are branding. And on our technical department, we basically doing what I studied at school. It's critical power actually. So we do backup batteries. Yeah, we supply them. We maintain UPSs. And that's just about it. But Okay. And Ruraldol.
Where does that name come from?
Rural, because I am from the villages and I'm from the rural, and I'm a door, so this is why. And also, with the clothing line, because people actually get so confused and they mix it all up. They're thinking, what is a Ruraldol? It's just a company that has a clothing brand. No, this clothing brand is a client to my business. Which manufactures clothes and brand clothes and all of that. This is just a movement of girls from the rurals and who's out in the city to get it, regardless.
Okay. So if I'm not rural, then I'm not from the rurals. No,
you can. You know what? Because it's just we say we're a brand or a movement backed by principles. So which definitely means, and as I've said, we're a team regardless. So we are actually rooting we are those girls that are here to say, regardless of where we come from, of our background. This is why it has no race, it has no tribe. So you could be white, you could be from Limpopo, you could be from KZN, you could be from even in Joburg, as long as we've got the certain principles that says we make it regardless of where we come from.
So and just a little bit on that, why was it important that your company gets into that space of trying to encourage and promote, the struggle, the female struggle? Why was that important for you?
I guess I'm a human activist. I always say that. And when I actually got to Joburg, or actually outside, I had actually studied a lot outside where I come from. I'm originally from a Bigville. And raised and born there. Born and raised there. But I look like one, so you might not really, but I think I'm Zokpila also. I guess we are with that. So born and raised there, and I had a privilege to study in Harrismith. I studied my high school in Harrismith High, which was a different environment from where I was born and raised, because I am from the Zulu land, which is just all about us, Zulus. And then now I'm going to the Free State, and so I got there, it's a different world. It's Afrikaans people, it's Sotho people, but okay, not so much in Harrismith because there's still Zulu people.
Yes, yes.
And I actually also came to Joburg and I studied in the VAL as well. And also, but what I want to say is that from every place or every experience of my life outside home, what I had experienced was that not every girl has maybe what I have. I don't know how to put it, but I was privileged to be raised by a father who's I call him a confidence filler. It was just all about that. So when I was outside home or outside platform where I was raised, that's what I had picked up from the girls I'll meet, from the people I'll meet, that, they have everything that I don't have, material, but there's that little thing that I feel like they're lacking. The confidence that everybody who knows me will tell you, the confidence I have, I'm so happy to be myself, and there's so much that I wanted them to feel that I am feeling inside. But also what I picked up when I started Ruraldol was that, and okay, being raised in Bergville, I have certain morals and values and principles.
Yes.
And I had always thought the fact that at home where I come from, we can't find street kids, it's because my next door neighbor knows that if I run a food, I can go eat there.
Oh.
And,
so there's some community spirits of some sort.
Yeah, like it's just a given.
Yeah.
There's no street kid because of that. Because if you don't have what somebody from next door can just give it to you, and you don't have, you can't, we still have that spirit. And what I realized, and what I thought then was, maybe it's only us who's been raised there that has that spirit of giving, of pulling each other up and helping each other. And when you come to the city, I know how much I've been helped by other girls that I was not even close with when I was home. So I thought maybe it's just who we are. When we get here, we don't want to see each other fall.
So you're saying girls that came from your community that you found here, and then since y'all come from a similar place, you guys came together and helped each other. Yeah,
whenever you're crying out for help on Facebook, you'll find someone that's going to help you just because you're from there. So I thought it's just, how about we introduce this to other people, to the city people? But I also had friends now in the city. People who were always like that, people who had the spirit of giving, people who also loved me. I've been helped also by those people.
Yes.
And I thought probably we're all the same. So maybe you're not doing this good or sharing about it or talking about it because we're thinking the world doesn't expect it from us. We're thinking when we're here in the city, everybody, the bed looks good.
Man for himself, or woman for himself,
And I was like, okay, no, fine. Why don't we just have Ruraldol Consulting and encourage and share this good and make people know that this good is important, and that's what the world is expecting out of us, and that's who we all are.
So do you guys do like get-togethers, or is it only just online that you guys communicate?
We not as yet. I don't have a platform where I actually meet the girls and do whatever, but it was just selling out the product and teaching the product. And when I send out the product, I actually write them a note just to remind them, hi guys, remember who we are, and this is blah, blah, blah. You know how we started this, and then why I actually do this. So I usually do that. And what I add, it's not actual platforms, but I always want to go at least deliver so that I can meet my clients.
Yes.
The brand has actually gotten me so many sisters, so many cover-ups from people that I actually only knew through the brand, through Facebook, through social media, and through whatsoever, and through others. So I'd actually like, especially to the ones who are closer, I would like to go deliver so that I meet them. I feel that love, that, you know what I'm actually talking about? So I literally feel it when I go see them,
and why is it important? I mean, let's look at what's happening, especially around South Africa.
Okay.
Why do you find it important that for females, especially, you guys to work together and find your space and find definition? Why is it worth it for you? You're an adult now, but especially for the younger kids to feel a sort of belonging within that sisterhood that you're trying to create?
Mainly because you need protection and cover up that is like almost permanent, and that comes with so much confidence. And I believe that we go through things. For instance, for me, getting to tertiary was not as easy. It's not easy for anybody from where I come from, and also it was not easy for people who went before me, who probably are from the same background. But I believe that we go through that so that after then we have experienced it, we can go back, and then the kids or the generation that comes after us can have it a bit smooth, you know. So I think the importance of that the movement or that empowering of girls is that not just girls, probably just everyone, but most importantly girls. I think because I'm a girl brand.
Yes.
But there's nothing as important as confidence. I think that's what it creates. To be able to create that platform that makes people feel comfortable and feel confident of who they are and what they can achieve, and just giving them that
you can do it
mindset regardless.
Yes.
You know. So just helping them not to limit themselves. I think that's what is very important.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. And I advocate for it, Ngoba, you know, looking at how things are at the moment, historically, you know, women have been on the sidelines, and slowly but slowly, the community and the world is trying to bring them in. But what I do notice is that there's only one woman there, and then there's one woman there, there's one woman. So I think your movement in terms of making it some support structure, right? Support structure, especially for the girls like who come from the rurals, and you know they come to the big lights and the fast life. You know they can get lost. You know,
So
and I think the movement, the way you're putting it, I think that can assist. And I'm just wondering as well, Guti, where do you see it going forward? I know at the moment it's its infancy, but where do you see it going forward?
But also just to go back to where probably when the girls come from, where I'm from, or a background, it gets here and they lose it. And we're actually talking about it the other day with my niece, that we wish our kids could grow back at home, because we want to have life here and grow back until maybe they're 6 or 8, and then we bring them here. But you're thinking, I also don't want to stay at home for that and come back. And actually, she mentioned something. She was like, because, you know, kids from Bergville, they can make a plan. You know, those kids know how to take care of themselves, how to make a plan. And this is why we easily adapt when you come to a system. Because, I mean, we're from a place where if Christina, we make it. Christina so dark.
Oh, yes.
I mean, if you need a home, you have your and you make a break.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you build a home. So that's what people actually maybe don't realize. Also, with the movement, that's what we actually want. I plan or hope to achieve is to actually try and give the people from the city outside of where I come from that little piece. That's who we are. Maybe it could also be like that. We're trying to give you that.
Yes.
With us, we make a plan.
Yes.
Like istina indlumengeko.
Yeah.
We have your clovutaga.
Yes.
Nenzistina and kindle.
And I actually like what you're saying now in terms of as much as support structure, but there's also things that you guys would like to promote that you guys are coming with into the cities. In terms of respect, loyalty, go-getting spirit, you know, it's not over until it's over type of attitude. So I like that angle as well, you know.
So that's what's very, very important. That as much as when they get here, you're thinking, I don't want to get them. I don't want them to get lost. Maybe going back to that point, you know, I have an NPO under my company, and the plan is to, when I actually left my work and wanting to be in business full time, that was the main push. So I'm a very spiritual person. I'd actually asked God and said, if you've sent me to do things, and I can only do them when you give me time, but I don't have time. From 8 to 4 or 8 to 5, I'm at work. The people I want to deal with, especially kids, they're at school, and by that time, weekends are not there, and that's the only time I had. And for me, is to, I know how to do makeup. I'm a makeup artist. I know how to do nails. So outside that, so what people do not know is that I actually have a company. So most people know me as that. This is why I'm Ruraldol, as the nail person, the beauty, the fashion girl. But those things are things that actually helped me. Indlela yami yokukhanda indlu istina. This is where actually, this is my break. This is me going. And when I got, speaking of the principles or some morals or values that we were given, there are things that doesn't just allow us to do. Even no matter how much I want to do it, I just can't do it. And so all I have to do then is to make a plan to survive. So that's how I learned how to do nails, how to do makeup, how to go get clothes and sell them and pick nice fashionable clothes and sell. So going to the point of these kids coming here and lose themselves. Also that plan of me trying to make Istin was to avoid that or to prevent that.
Yes.
So I want the girls to, so my plan is to be able to transfer the skills to girls, the skill of nails and makeup, so that when they get to this, I always say, so that when you're at tertiary level or wherever, you are able to do other children nails and get money to buy yourself bread and your dignity packs. You can learn how to do makeup and make means, pay yourself rent. So that when you want to date a sugar daddy,
that topic,
you do it because you want to.
Not
because you have to. So I always say, okay, as much as I don't want you to, but you do it when you want to. So how then do I contribute in that? I will be able to, I'll teach you, transfer skill and say, okay, this is how you can make money when you're in tertiary. This is how you can make stina building. So if you really want to date outside, let it not be because you really don't have bread and you don't know what you want to do, So I don't want you to feel raped in the process. So I want you to feel.
Yeah. And I think with that, I wanna, if you are being resourceful, you tend to look at other people not as what I can get from them, but do I actually want to be with those people?
Yeah.
So it's less about survival now, more about, do I actually like the vibe that is here? Do I like chilling with this person? Are they interesting? So the sugar daddy situation, and a lot of girls fall for it, right? And you find sometimes that they get into so deep into that lifestyle that they can't afford to live without that lifestyle. So now they're becoming like hostages of that lifestyle. And maybe being resourceful can actually assist when you do want to get out and say, well, I can get out, I can still stand on my own.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think also that's what we also have. It's that thing of, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Also, that's the power of struggle. So the power of poverty or power of being able to deal with, to grow up in an environment where there was a lot of lack of material things. You get, we love it, we want it, you want to look pretty. I always say it also to my children, love things. The only thing to get things is to love things, but also know how to then get those things. So after you've loved things, on your own.
Yes.
So after you've loved things, you love things. I want that, I want that. But also, most importantly, I must know how to get those things on my own. This is why I'll do anything. I'll rather go learn how to do this, learn to do that, so that I can hustle and put it together so that I can get it for myself. And as I'm saying, if you want to have a partner that you love, let it be that it's because I love this person. It's not because of what they have, because you know that you can actually have what you want to have. So being resourceful helps you be able to stay where you want to stay and leave where you want to leave.
Yes.
So that's the power that you get. So that's the only power we can actually give to our girls. And say, okay, stay there if you really want to, but don't stay there just because you really know that there's no way out. So learn to say, okay, it's fine. Where I come from 2 round homes. So at the end of the day, as long as I got a shelter, for me it's important. As long as I got a shelter and I'm paying for myself, that it's good. So I think that's what's better. So you can take me to your Sentin home, I can stay there. I want to have it. But if now you're going to take my life, I know so. I know that I wouldn't die.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
come on, do you know where I come from? So
And you know, some funny thing is, rightly or wrongly, right? Some males do feel, if I do things for you, you know, you owe me, or you now belong to me in some particular way. Understand? And again, wrongly or rightly, that's debatable. But
yeah.
as a female, I think you've got the power to say, if I'm resourceful myself, right, then whatever you do for me, if you're not doing it out of the goodness of your heart, don't do it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, because I'll do it for myself.
Yeah, then it's
you
fine.
know?
And I'll do it myself, then it's fine.
So it also avoids that aspect of relationship, because it does get to that point where somebody says, yeah, well, what you're wearing, I did this. I did your hair. I did this. I did this. You know?
You know, my dad always say, but I saw I am one. But he always told us, I think one the things that I never forget that he actually told us about men, and it was so nice coming from a man.
Yeah.
You know, he used to say, "Mntanam ungavumi umfana akufundise." You know, he can buy you clothes, he can buy you anything tangible. He can buy it to you materialistic.
Yeah.
He can let them buy it for you. But because when you guys break up, we can take it, maybe we can burn his clothes, out of his anger. But if I was a scholar and he felt like, then if you're a doctor, get a medicine degree, no matter what he does, you will remain a doctor. So even if he takes that certificate and burns it, you'll remain. So the only resort you'll do, you'll take a gun and put it in your head, and then you'll die. He was like, I'm so scared. I don't want them to kill you. I think also shame. He didn't know that these boys will change even now, even with clothes now. They still kill you, you know. But he always said, okay, just don't let a man do that for you. And maybe also going to that men, when they buy you things, they think they own you. It's also a matter of, we also maybe focus a lot on girls. Like I'm also to blame. And we're empowering those girls to be what we're saying. Okay, go get this, be that. And we're forgetting men.
The boys.
We're forgetting the boys. You know, one lady, very close client and a sister of mine, she mentioned something, we spoke about it, and she was saying, you know what we're trying to do actually, we're trying to teach these girls to catch up with the older men. So that's what we're doing. Because remember now, men, you guys had these things before us. So what we're trying to do is women, we're catching up.
Yes.
But also we're teaching now these girls in high school, primary schools to catch up, but we're leaving the guys, the boys. So we're not teaching the boys. It's okay now. The world is changing. Those girls, us as a man and woman, we're different this kind of way. But we're just leaving the boys there, and we're teaching these girls to be stronger, to be this, but the guys don't know how to handle them. These boys will not know how to handle those girls now, because remember, they're still also looking up to those guys, and nobody's teaching them. It's okay, guys. No, just right now. So we're always going to teach these young girls on how to.
So the patriarchy of it hasn't really.
Yeah, we're keeping up with the older boys. We're teaching these girls to keep up with older boys. Okay, yes, it's good, but these boys, are we teaching them to keep up with these girls? Because it's also what men, when you say maybe can buy us things and think they own us, they also saw it from someone, from their forefathers, from whosoever. Yes. So, which means these young boys are also saying it. They're also going to be there. But we can also, when we're teaching girls to stand up for themselves, teaching these young boys that these people, they're also going to stand up for themselves. Yeah. But it doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make less you of a man. It doesn't, we also trying to clean that mind.
Yeah.
Actually, erase what their perception about men. Because remember, they do what they see. We're doing what we saw. This is why we stay when our husbands beat us, because our mothers stayed. Nobody taught us, but we saw and we did.
Yeah.
So also with them, they see and they do. So if we're trying to fix it, let's try maybe fix it.
And I think that is so important, because another fact is when you read this GPV stats and harassment stories and all that, the unfortunate part is that the age group of those males or boys that are doing these things,
there you go,
is dropping. you're finding it's a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Then next week you're hearing about a 14-year-old. You know, so I think what you're saying in terms of they also, whether rightly or wrongly, again, don't know how to handle an empowered female. You know, so they resort to all these things that they think are the correct way to relate when you meet someone who can match you. You know.
I really love that you raised that point. Come to think of it, yeah, man. 60. It's hardly ever these days. So even the people that you're saying they're looking up to, so now okay, what is actually happening? So it could be because now we are more stronger, or we are more aware of who we are and what we're capable of doing in our power, and we are less tolerant of whatever men want. And now men can't handle it because all men knows that women must be we must have tolerance. We must tolerate them or whatever that they do. So also this other thing that my dad said, I was telling my other guy the other times, who had a guy
back in the good days.
Back in the good days. So he was saying, you know what's funny? So they were very close. And he said, let me tell you one thing. You know, we're very privileged. We're very privileged, you know, us.
Yes.
Unfortunately for you, my son, you guys are not, because our women had tolerance.
Yes.
So my dad always said, he still says it, the difference between me and my mom is not that my mom had more love than me. No, we all had the same love. My mom had more tolerance than me. So that's the generation. So it's like, ish, that's the problem. So I think also that's what also guys are failing to see. That it doesn't mean that women love less. No, we love more. My mom never worked.
Yeah.
So in other words, women always loved money.
Yes,
so we always wanted money. We always wanted to be taken care of.
Yes.
We always wanted to be queens and do nothing.
Yeah.
But what they had was tolerance.
Yes.
So now my dad could do whatever and my mom will tolerate.
Yes. The
thing is, no, me and my mom is exactly the same, but I can't tolerate. I want money. I want to be taken care of. I was like, you can't do just anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually where guys are actually failing to see. It's no.
Times have changed.
Times have changed.
Because you know more about that. A lot of people, especially when they talk about the marriage institution, they say there's more divorces now than there used to be, because they say it's because females now don't know how to be females within a household.
Yeah.
Forgetting Guti. No, it's just Guti, they used to tolerate more.
There you go.
Of the BS.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what they used to. But we're still exactly the same. We're exactly the same as our moms. I always say, as much as I'm educated and I aspire to be this big businesswoman and change the world, and my mom always aspired to be that, I'm sure. It's just that also, it was that, I'm not sure if it's a stigma that you just could not do that as a woman. We are papa.
Yes.
But and also it was also a way of men trying to suppress them. Because so bad, and also it's jealousy. You know, it's funny when our father tells us these things, and you always laugh. Men, because my dad always wanted us to be empowered. He wants me to be that big, you know, that girl. And funny enough, you're thinking, hey, but you had a wife and you didn't want this wife to be. You're only telling us these things because now you don't want men to do that to us. It's really funny because really, the reason probably my dad never wanted my mom to work was because he knew to I was going to see other guys. Because now most of them also like, okay, but I'm going to have options. That's what drives you guys crazy.
Yeah. There were options.
Now I'm option man, you know. So that's what drives. But it's also that boys must know that if you're going to, we're not preaching. I don't know if I say equality. okay, we're the same, but we're not. We're equal, but you're not the same. Ngifuna sibe equal, but as fun. You know, same, equal, but not the same. You're still a man and I'm still a woman.
Yes.
And ngifuna ibe njalo.
Yes.
Yeah, and ngisafuna ukuthi noma ke ngasebhekvile like yes, ngifuna ukuthi noma ngifundile, nginama business wami, but come back home. Angikuthanda ukupheka, angikwazi. But I want to come back and ngijabulele ukuthi ngizophekela umyeni wami. Ngizokwenza into engayithanda for umyeni wami, you know. I'm going to be a mom in this house. Ngisazohamba ngiyovakasha kubo ngigqoke ngipahla ezinde, ngifaka amaduku, whatever that it takes for me to be there. Then come back in the seat and be